Hey, it's Sam, vocalist from Sculptures. Come and see us 22nd of the 11th, the Millstone in Leicester. It'll be a good one.
Okay, so I'm here with Sam from the band Sculptures. How you doing,
Hello.
Sam? You all
Yeah,
good?
I'm good. How are you, Karina?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Looking forward to
Awesome.
Friday. So
Yes,
for
me too. Yeah, it should be good. Should be good.
progression download for everyone that doesn't know, we have an event which is going to be featuring sculptures. So Sam's from Sculptures, and it's including a band called Lichen. And
hmm
we will be doing an event. So it's live music till 10 p.m. and then a club night till midnight, basically. So that should be fun.
Yeah,
So,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
yeah. So let's talk about sculptures then. Let's go from the beginning, shall we? So, how did you guys start and form?
Um, I was in. I've played for years in different bands,
Mm,
and years and years of different things, and then I was sort of out of the scene for
mm.
6, 7 years.
Yeah,
Because I remember my old band Hollow played with you guys
yeah, I remember
years
that.
ago. Years ago, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. I was
That was
like,
two,
yeah,
that was,
I need to
that
I
was
need to be better.
2000. Oh,
um,
no, but that was 2001, and I think that was at the Shed, wasn't it?
was it really that long ago? Oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we went on to do a lot of things in my previous band,
Mm, mm,
and then I took a few years out really, and it was a crazy situation. I joined a covers band, sort of
mm,
metal covers, Slayer and different things.
mm, mm,
Took the guitar back to my heart and started playing the guitar again, singing and playing.
mm,
Um, and the drummer
mm,
from that covers band linked up this guy, um, and he just sent something over to me,
mm,
an original riff, and
mm, mm.
oh my god, this is good. This is good. I've got to
Yeah,
get on this. So my passion again was ignited.
yeah.
Start doing original music. So
Mm,
met up with them,
mhm,
just had a jam, and it just came together. So that was the origin of Sculptures.
ah,
Um, Couple of changes in the lineup since. Um, so I think technically we've been going for 18 months
mm,
ish. But this lineup now,
mm.
um, it's about 8 months, 9 months,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
it's going great. So
Oh, fantastic.
yeah,
That's so cool. So, what is your favorite part of performing? What do you enjoy the most about performing live?
I would suggest it's the togetherness, really. I think of the
Mhm,
band, and just having that cell, that
mm,
moment
mm,
when everything sort of hits and it's great, and you see the crowd and you get the feedback, and
mm,
it's that symbiotic relationship between what we're doing, how
mm.
the crowd's reacting. That is, and just the give and take. It's phenomenal. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
that's so cool. Yeah, yeah. What is probably a song that means most to you that you play, um, or you've written in sculptures?
I think every song we have, um, there is intention behind everything.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
However,
mhm,
it's they're kind of universal. Everyone can get something from them.
mm,
Personally, I would suggest uh, we have a song called Override, which
mhm,
is what we tend to end gigs with.
mm,
I think it just speaks to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song. It's about regaining control. It's about understanding the world around you. You know.
Wow,
Um,
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. I like that concept. Sort of
mhm.
like, overcoming and that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
about switching signals and understanding, sort of how the world works in the
yeah,
reality of the world, rather than pre-scripted.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's really cool. And so I guess one of the things I guess I wanted to ask was, with the personalities in the band, because I did ask
Mhm.
this question to another band, but I love this question because
Go on.
it kind of it gives you sort of an idea of what the band are like as people as well,
Mhm.
people that are actually writing. So
Yeah.
how would you describe the people in your band? What are they like? What are their quirks and like
Oh, they're like my brothers, honestly.
mm,
I've never been in a band before.
mm,
It's quite been like this.
mm, mm, mm,
We're all on the same page.
mm,
Everyone contributes. It's like an organism. It's like it really is just, we are a band. It's a fantastic feeling. It's like today, we're rehearsal today, and just jamming,
mm,
and everything just sort of comes together. Everybody flows. Everybody's in the same pocket.
mm,
Um, Incredible. It's such a good feeling. Um,
mm,
as individual members, um, God, where to start? Um, I'm the dumb one,
mm.
I think.
Oh, you're the dumb one.
Uh,
I'd probably
um,
argue that you have intelligent conversations.
I do. I try.
Yeah.
Um, Peter, the drummer,
Mm,
he's like a machine.
mm, mm,
He's funny,
mm.
but
Yeah.
quirky, and it comes out in his drumming. He's a phenomenal
Mm,
player.
mm,
Um,
mm,
Ethan, bass player, just honestly, the grooves he gives are just second to
yeah.
none.
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
great player.
Mm,
Lucas, the guitarist, and main songwriter, really, sort of
mm.
riff wise and music wise. The guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then I just, put the hooks on top almost.
Yeah.
They write the songs. I'm
Yeah.
the cherry. I think that's
Oh,
the
you're the
best way I
cherry
can
on
describe
top.
myself.
It's a cherry on
Yeah,
top.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
I do the hooks after, but we write as a band. That's what we do. We have ideas, and then everybody contributes.
Mm,
Um, I don't know. It's weird. I've
mm,
honestly never been in a band like this before. With all
mm,
the experience I have, just something that it evolves.
mm.
We create, and we just come up with these things. It's a
Yeah.
great, great experience for me
Cool.
personally. I can't
Yeah.
speak for everybody else, but yeah, phenomenal.
That's so good. That's so good. And what have you been your personal influences as a singer? So what would you? Because I know you play guitar as well, but for vocal wise, who have you been sort of aspiring to, or who are your inspirations?
I think lyrically,
Mm, mm,
um, probably like Morrissey and people like that.
mm, mm,
Morrissey is definitely an influence for me for reality of lyrics, something that's pertinent and something that's um, conventional with a twist and
yeah,
real.
yeah,
Definitely a massive influence with my
yeah.
writing.
Mm,
Um, I think singing wise, um, Devon Townsend. I love
mm.
Devon Townsend, just
Oh yeah,
incredible.
great, great.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 incredible vocalist.
Mm,
Um, but I mean, I've played in death metal bands and stuff, so Chris
Yeah.
Barnes, you know, I just
Yeah.
see how deep I could get my voice and, you know, all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff, as you do when you're younger.
Yeah. I
But
still
the
do
money,
it.
oh, do you? Cool.
But when you're younger, I was sitting there trying to do the lowest growl possible the other day. It was really funny. I was like, oh my God, if anyone's like going past my flat, they're just gonna be like, what demon lives there? Like,
Cool. Yeah. Oh, God knows. I do the same thing when I've got my shirt off. I jest, of course. It's
but
kind of stuff.
it must be really funny though for people because like, you know, if you're practicing, and I don't know if you're the same, but you know, like when you're practicing your vocals, because you've got such a different type of music taste, you'll go into one thing which will be really chilled and really sweet, and the next minute you're doing growls that
Yeah,
sound like
yeah.
a
That's
bitch
it. I mean,
radio.
yeah, it's bipolar vocal.
Call it heaven and hell.
Yeah. Very true.
No, no, it's very true. And like, you know, in terms of um gigging and stuff, so you guys have been doing quite a lot of gigs recently, haven't you? So
Yeah.
tell me about that. What gigs have you done and what was your favourite out of the lot so far?
We've done, I mean, it's obviously, as I said previously, I mean, we've not been going for that long. So any gig at the moment or previously was great. We just wanted to get doing things, get our music out there, get people to listen to it. But I don't know, favourite so far. I mean, every gig's different, and they're all there's positives to everything. Every gig has been great so far. So,
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, just hope that continues. It should do. We're there to have fun. We want the crowd to have fun.
Exactly.
We want that back and forth, you know. So
Yeah, absolutely. So Friday then. So obviously
yeah.
and really looking forward to that. Are you excited about headlining?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like it's good. Sort of speaking previously about, you know, Karina, I've known your band for a long time and different things, and yeah, it's great, and it's great to get back into the scene again around the Leicester area. You know, serious, proper metal. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
I am as well. It's going to be nice to sort of, you know, well, see the band live as well, and you know, it's my 44th, so there'll be birthday cakes. I'm looking forard to handing everyone a piece out of that.
It's going to be good then, isn't it? We've got cake. We're all good.
We've also got samosas that we're going to be selling too. And we've got some stores and things like that. So that'll be good. So there'll be a bit of merch. And also, the other thing I wanted to mention was we've actually got Ragebreed goodie bags. So we're doing for the first 5 people that come early through the door, first 5 people will get a Ragebreed goodie bag, which is like a really goth bag, basically. It's like black and but then inside we'll have like, you know, some stuff from like the Ragebreed magazine, a free issue 1, CD 1 on there. Got a bit of Lake of Dreams CD, I've got a poetry book and art print, possibly even a shot of alcohol just to warm them up for the night. So
well, you know, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah. So and
that sounds cool.
Yeah, I think.
But I can't get that, can I?
I'm not, well, maybe. I'll save one for you.
Cool.
But the reason for it was because I wanted to have people to come down early because I want them to catch Lichen, because Lichen are very good as well.
100%. I've listened to some of their stuff. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So
real good.
I think the 2 bands that have picked are absolutely stunning. I think both of your bands are so good at what you do.
Thank you.
And, you know, I've really enjoyed the music. I've really enjoyed. I mean, obviously, in the last few weeks, you know, you've shown me some of your lyric videos, and you know, been looking at some of the stuff that you've been doing, and you know, it's just all great stuff, and it's so nice to see talent out there. You know, and that's what aggression download actually is about, is just to bring that talent that's underground back into the forefront, for people to really enjoy, and you know, have a bit of a more of an event feel rather than sort of a gig feel, if that makes sense. So, you know, club night till, you know, late as well afterwards. So they get best of both worlds. They get live music night, you got some food, you got some merch, you know, things to buy.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do things half-assed.
Pardon?
You know, I don't do things half-assed. One of my
I think something you just said is so important, though. It's bringing back the more not necessarily underground. I mean, it's like an odd statement nowadays, I think, but it's to bring back real music, to bring back proper art, to bring back that sensibility, that understanding, that moment, seeing a band, appreciating a band, discovering something. I think that's so important. Everything's so produced now, and it's difficult to, you know, sort of get into the realms of discovering something. I mean, remember when we were younger?
Yeah.
I try to, but finding something, finding a band that was just like, my God.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you know, it's so important.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why I did Ragebreed and why I progressed it to like, you know, the radio and the TV stuff in the magazine is, do you remember when Kerrang and Metal Hammer and Towers, they used to have these compilation CDs, didn't they? And some of them still do.
Yes, they did.
And that's where I discovered a lot of my music. I discovered so many bands like Old Man's Child and Marduk and, you know, Neurosis, you know, bands like that started to pick up relations like Metallurgy, if you remember them back in the day. And, you know, I think there was a Monsters of Death DVD as well back in the day. And that's how I really found a lot of music, you know, because and that's the reason why I started to do this. And one of the things that I used to do as well was, you know, with do you remember Headbangers Ball? You must remember.
I do. I remember it. I remember it well. I've still got. I mean, this is how old I'm going to sound now. I still have a video cassette recorded, and it was a Megadeth special, Megadeth and Pantera. It's like two of my favorite ever bands. I've still got it somewhere. It's probably rotted now, but I still have it. I still have it. You know.
And
I
that
pretty much wore it out at the time as well. You know, just rewatching. Amazing.
No. And the thing is, when I used to watch Marianne Hobbs introducing bands like Carcass or
yeah.
That's how I discovered music. So for me to help bands like yourselves and for other, you know, underground artists, you know, because they're obviously doing the more signed artists, I wanted to do something for the underground. And of course I do work with signed artists as well, but we also work with underground. So it's not going to be a situation whereby, you know, we would say, oh, you know, we're not going to work with you because you're too underground and you don't fit this category. Like we will help everybody with zero budget to high budget, you know, and everything in between. So
absolutely.
And that's how we function. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that I really enjoyed about the tracks that you've sent to me actually is I really like the groove factor in some of your stuff. Like, I mean, you know, that in the video that I recently posted, and it's always got a kind of a stoner rock groove in some places, which I really like. Like obviously you've got your heavy stuff, but then like I noticed some of your riffs, I was like, that kind of reminds me of Down a little bit, you know, like in some places. And I was just like, wow, there are so many dynamics to your music, which I really, really like.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we do pride ourselves on that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
something we've always
Mm.
strived to do, is incorporate everything.
Yeah.
It's what feels good to us as a
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not we are strictly one thing. We
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
like us, we sound like Sculptures, but
Yeah.
there's a plethora of
Yeah.
musical influences that, you know, not try, I think we just infuse it naturally. We
Mm.
just do it, you know. It's because we don't care really, you know, sort of um what genre we're supposed to be in. We're
Mm.
just a heavy band,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we just play.
Like, yeah. 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 And if people like it, cool. And if they don't, who cares?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
But somebody's always going to like something that we do, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not by design.
No.
It's just the way it
It's
is,
so, yeah.
you know. So
So it's not been a sort of like, I want to start a band and we want it to sound like this. It's kind of almost been,
no,
let's jam, let's see what happens.
hmm we
That's
just write as we do.
yeah, yeah. That's really cool. And what would you say your lyrics are mainly about then? Is it kind of, or does it cover a lot of broad things?
Yeah, I mean, it's all sorts of things. I mean, we have I think the first single we released it's a track entitled "A Gift in Sorrow,"
Mm,
and that's about uh, the dangers
mm,
and is it dangers? What do I say? Dangers. To me, as I wrote it, it's about the dangers of the internet and
mm,
social media,
mm,
things people just getting dragged into.
mm,
It's the gift in sorrow. It's
mm,
people clicking buttons and saying
mm,
bad things and doing what they want,
mm.
and it all comes back to them. It's their
Yeah,
gift in sorrow. It's return to yourself.
yeah. That's amazing.
Um,
That's kind of like karma, isn't it? Like you're talking about.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we Call to Arms, which I think is our biggest um, single that we've released. I think it's just hit just over 7K
Mm,
on YouTube.
amazing.
Uh, essentially an anti-war song.
Mm,
People take it sometimes as it's an aggressive song, but it
mm,
is an anti-war song.
mm, mm,
Uh, it's finding one of the lines is, where is your crown? What have you achieved
mm,
from the battles that you fought?
mm, mm,
And then I think the last one we did, Trigger Warning,
mm, mm,
uh, that's uh, that's quite an introspective song
mm,
from me, really, about the loss of youth,
mm, mm,
and the overcoming of understanding,
mm,
of aging,
mm,
uh, and different things. So I mean, we have we've got a song about a bad telephone call.
mm,
It's one of our songs. You know, we've got just a myriad of things.
mm,
So I don't think there's anything. I think everything we write is real.
mm, mm,
However, um, they're kind of place but vague,
mm,
so you can attribute it to something
mm.
that you want to attribute it to.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
interesting how
it's not
people can.
strict.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you, and it's interesting because sometimes you hear of vocalists that say, "Oh, actually, I wrote this song about this," but somebody who
Hmm.
listens to it interpreted it completely differently and
Absolutely.
applied it to their own experience. It's interesting how lyrics can do that, isn't it? It's kind of cool, actually. But that's the beauty of, I think, lyrics and writing and things like that. I think it's such a, an artistic thing to happen, and it's interesting when you get the the motivation. I don't know what happens to you, but when you get the inspiration to write, it's never really planned, is it? It just comes out of nowhere, and you're just like, I need to write this down.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got a book of just poems and poetry. Sometimes I will take something, a concept. If Lucas writes a riff, I hear it and I hear something and I have a feeling about that. I'll look back through the book and I'll go, oh, this would be a good concept. This fits. This is nice. But then it can just be during a jam, at rehearsals, and sort of scatting riffs and and just lyrics and vocals and hearing them. Sometimes they don't make sense, but then I'll make sense of them after the fact of the recording, and then write something to that schema. So it's different things really. And that's kind of the way we work. I think with the name of the band, it's always something we wanted to, which we create something. There's escape there. Vocals, lyrics, call it poetry, musical landscape. It's something. It's a sculpture. It's a thing.
Oh, I love that.
So that's why our songs are so different. I mean, we sound like us, but everything is a moment in time.
Yeah. No, that's a really cool analogy. That because I often wondered why you called it sculptures. It's interesting, and now you kind of you kind of answered my next question. So that's great. That's great. Yeah, no, because it's interesting why people call the band what they do, for example. And that's a really good analogy, actually, because it's kind of looking into something as a collective thing and turning it into like a creation, like you said, like a sculpture. That's I could see that's great. In terms of when you're naming your songs, does that happen after you've written the lyrics, or does it happen afterwards?
Yeah, it tends to. Yeah, it tends to. I could say something of one of the songs. We have our own brackets for different things.
Yeah.
We're debuting a new song on the 22nd.
Oh, awesome.
It's called Know Yourself.
Yay.
It originally wasn't called that.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you what it was originally called. But in our minds, it's always bracketed with that.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, so the
cool.
naming of songs, it tends to happen after the fact, usually. So when we get the hooks in, when we get the feeds, we feel it, and then we know it, and then it becomes that entity. It becomes that sculpture. It becomes that moment.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. And how have you ever gone through any challenges in the band, and have you overcome them?
This incarnation of the band is the true moment of this band.
Yeah.
We did have two members previously, a different drummer and a different bass player. Nothing bad, but we just parted ways.
Yeah.
This is now, exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
and it works great.
It went
So
well, brilliant. That's really good. Because I think, a lot of young aspiring musicians, when I speak to them, they're like, oh, I love being in a band and everything, but someone always leaves. And how do you stay motivated? Because then you just think, oh, and and I understand this because obviously through my nuts we had so many different lineups.
yeah,
But, the thing is, what I think sometimes is priorities change as well for people. Like, for example, settling down and not wanting to have a sort of a gigging life, things like that. And that sometimes there's been personality clashes, or there's been, like it happens, doesn't it? I think it's really, and as I said before, when you found the right lineup because it feels right.
absolutely.
And you're able to communicate the right way, and I think one of the most important things is knowing where your direction is, that you're all on the same page where you want to move forward, because like some people may view it as just a hobby, some people may just see it as but say if like one person's really serious about really properly going the full length of it, when you reach a point where you may get offered a deal, for example, will everybody say yes? Do you see my point? So
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that's cool.
No, so for me, I think if you've got a passion for it,
Mm,
the dedication,
mm, mm, mm,
through inspiration from
mm,
yourself. I mean, I
mm,
think the only way bands fail
mm.
is give up.
Yeah, that's it, isn't
That's
it?
what it is. If you
Yeah.
give up, you don't get that.
Mm, mm.
So for
Exactly.
any aspiring bands, that's always what I'd say. It's like
Mm.
you give up, you never get that.
Yeah, it's that
So
simple, really,
try
isn't
it.
it? Yeah,
It is. It really is that simple.
yeah. And what would you say to, say, someone who is starting out a band, who's a young'un, what advice would you give that person in terms of mentality to be in a band?
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Understand
Mm-hmm.
that if you're playing in a band,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be other people.
Mm-hmm.
So find like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, respect everybody's views.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You'll find that niche that you will fit into.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not. Um, it's not a war. It's a
Mm-hmm.
collective. It's something that you should um, embrace and
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Create as an artist, because that's what you're doing it for. You're not
100%.
writing for non-creativity. You're a creative person, so
Mm, mm,
I like.
mm. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. One of the things I think bands also need to be aware of is obviously believing in yourself and not paying no attention to the people that don't like your stuff as well. I think, a lot of people give up because they're afraid of judgment. And I think to be in the limelight and to really promote yourself, you will get a lot of negative and positive. And if you can overcome those things and realize that that's their issues and not yours, and continue to do what you love to do, I think that's really important, because I think not many people talk about what it is actually to when you finally made it. And certainly when I've spoken to even sign bands, they say, oh, you always have people that love you and hate you. There's memes about you everywhere, and they go, imagine what that's like, when you first start out, like, what the hell is this, but they say that it's because you've reached that level of success where a lot of people know you, and so they don't almost treat you like a human being because you're famous, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm nowhere near that,
yeah,
but you
yeah,
don't become. Well, no, you are yourself.
yeah,
Become something different. You become an entity to people. You become not a almost a monolith, somebody, something, an object. You don't.
Yeah, they don't
You,
treat you like you're a human being,
yeah,
that way you have emotions or anything. It's a really weird thing.
but
And
that's something you just, if you want to aspire to,
making it, I suppose, yeah.
it's just,
It's
I
gonna
suppose
happen.
it's one of the pitfalls. I've not experienced it yet because I've not made it, but
No.
um,
No. I mean,
but what
but
is making it? What is making it now? The
yeah.
music world has changed so much
Oh yeah. I mean,
since
what I mean to
the
say
old
is,
days. It's like you signed, everything's cool. Now it's so different.
oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
different.
100%. 100%. I mean, there's underground bands that have got really successful on their own backs, and
Exactly.
they're reaching the same sort of fame like level of, like, say, a really massive sign band as well. Um, it's a really strange thing. I think one of the things that I enjoyed having interviews with as well was whereby say, for example, you had a signed artist talking about how you let the passion drive you. And I think that's really key, isn't it, for people who are starting out, say, for example, in music, to understand that actually the most important thing is to let the passion drive you, and then where it's supposed to go, it will follow.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know whether I intimated that as well as I could have, but that was sort of what I was driving at. I think that is
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's your passion,
Yeah.
it's it's your art,
Yeah.
it's your
Exactly.
soul, it's
Mm.
everything, and it's a drive. And if you start to play guitar, or you
Mm.
start to write lyrics or poetry, any kind of art, um,
Mm.
that drive is something, and it's something um, you can't get rid of it. It's a
It's just
funnel
important,
from
isn't it?
yourself. I
Yeah.
always think about any art. Art.
Mm.
You can't spell heart without art.
Oh,
It's
very
something
true. Yeah.
totally within you, and
Yeah.
that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So if it's there, push forward. And the only reason, like sort of saying earlier, the only reason people don't make it is because they give up.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. And there's a song, a Mind Apps track actually called Beautiful, and it's about judgment. It's about, people fearing judgment. They don't like to be in the limelight because they're
Yeah.
afraid to be judged. And I think if you're an introverted musician, for example, it must be really hard for someone who may be really talented but really fears sort of judgment and has anxieties about those things.
I've,
I mean,
I've met a lot of people like that. It was so
yeah,
talented, but it's too much for them. It's too
yeah.
much.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, but I think with yourself, however, with sculptures,
Yeah. We could
I mean,
side then with the
yeah,
mystifying things about music and personality. But
that's so
yes,
good.
apologies
But
for
yeah, but yes, I mean, you guys are, paving the way at the moment. You're doing really, really well. I mean, considering, 18 months, and um, the stuff you're coming out with is really good, and I'm really excited to see it live. And I'm excited to see Lycan live, and I can't wait to see you both on Friday.
yes,
And it will be epic.
it will.
Yes. So yeah, it'll be all good. Is there anything you would like to say to your fans?
Um, just keep being fans. We've always
Yeah.
got something different.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm,
uh, and yeah, love you guys.
mm.
So
Cool. Nice one. Okay, well, thank you so much for the interview. I think it's been a really great interview, and yeah, see everybody on Friday at the Millstone Courtyard for Aggression Download, and support Sculptures and support Lycan, and see you all down there. And make sure you get there at 8 o'clock for hopefully a goodie bag as well.
yeah, I want one too. Make some Haribos and Haribos and Monster Munch.
Wow. See how you're adding little things here and there, aren't you? But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right then, lovely. I will speak to you soon. Thank you so much for the interview.
No problem.
If there's anything you want to add or anything, if there's anything you want to promote yourself, if there's any links to your band or anything like that. So
I've just got a YouTube channel, Sculptures, UK, YouTube.
Nice.
All the links are there.
Lovely. Okay, and also you'll probably get a merch stand, won't you, as well? So you can buy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks so much, Sam, and speak to you soon.
No problem.